Or- Hello, people. This is DigiVixen here to give you your Naruto Chapter 590 chapter review. Gosh, terrible. It's my first, so please forgive me for being dumb. In this chapter, we see the start of the Endo Tensei being released, and first we see first page, a couple pages, we see the reactions of the other two major battlefronts. First up is Naruto's battle with Toby, and Naruto's really happy. He notices and is like, "Yes, Itachi did his thing," but even though the tailed beast hosts are being released and Toby's losing some of power because of that. Like, he doesn't have the backups of having the tailed beast host fighting for him anymore. Uh, he reminds Toby that, hey, I'm still your opponent. You still have to fight me. This isn't over yet. Don't worry about Kaba tomorrow. I'm your opponent. And to remind Kakashi and Guy also not to let their guard down because just because the tailed beasts are going away, we still have, Toby is serious beings here, and we can't let our guard down around him. So you got that, and then it switches over to the Kage fight, the 5 Kage fight with Madara, who has his perfected Susanoo, uh, basically switching up the landscape. They had just done a big combo attack, which was their kind of final effort to take Madara down, which failed. And so the Mizukage, unfortunately, I'm very disappointed in her. She's ready to throw in the towel. The Raikage is like, shut the fuck up, woman. We're still gonna fight, you can't throw in your towel now. And then Gara happens to notice Madara's Edo Tensei is being released. It's starting to affect him as well. And Madara himself notices, it's like, what's going on? Something happening to the jutsu? I'm disappearing. As we see, then it switches to Itachi and Sasuke again from the last chapter, and Itachi's saying that he feels like he's losing consciousness. That's how it feels for the Edo Tensei to be released. And then he decides to tell, as his final parting gift, to tell Sasuke what really happened in the massacre, and the events that caused the massacre to unfold. And basically, we get, first up is a flashback of him with Seshwi, and Seshwi basically had tried to stop the coup d'etat that the were trying to do, and Seshwi's efforts had failed, and Seshwi was no pushover as far as a Uchiha or any shinobi. He was feared amongst all shinobi. He was highly regarded in that way. And he had gotten into a skirmish with Danzo and lost his right eye. And so, because he felt he couldn't do any more to stop the coup d'etat from happening, and he didn't want, he didn't want his powers to fall into what he would consider an eventual war, because if the coup d'etat happened, it'd be civil war, and that would, cause other villages to take notice and take advantage and start, an outside war, and then, the Uchihas couldn't be trusted. So, at least from Danzo's point of view, And we find that out in the next few pages. So Seshui gives his remaining eye to Itachi for safekeeping and to use it to protect the village. And so he's entrusted with that, and that's a private matter. Nobody knows that except for that's kind of like their own personal private thing that nobody knows about. So, and then Itachi's before the council, and he has to give his report on how the efforts and info about, like, is the coup d'etat really going to happen, because I guess the matter was still under discussion in the Uchiha clan at the time, and he has to give the report that it's going to happen. It's a serious business. And then, Sadame's teammate, the female one, Haruzuzen, or whatever her name is, Konorin. I don't know, I'm not even looking at the page anymore. But anyway, she's like, we gotta put a stop to this. I mean, the Uchihas are calling it a revolution, but really it's about political power. So we gotta stamp our foot down right now before it does cause a civil war. And Danzo, of course, agrees with her, but he goes the extra mile and says, just kill all the Uchihas. That'll solve the problem. And not only kill all the Uchihas, kill the unknowing, the people that aren't even involved. Kill them too, which basically boils down to Itachi, basically Itachi having to kill Sasuke. And Sadame's like, no, don't say that in front of Itachi. Do you realize that one of the people that doesn't know is his little brother? I mean, it's hard enough that he has to be a spy against his own clan, and now you want me to, want him to kill his own little brother? No. I'll think up of some other way, because the Uchihas used to be, our allies. They're our comrades in arms, and we don't need them to be against us if a war breaks out, because there's talk of war again at this point. So they don't need that. And Danzo goes ahead with his own little plan anyway, despite what, Sadame says. Him trying to think of a plan to talk the Uchihas down out of pulling this coup d'etat. And forces Itachi to make this really terrible choice. It's like, there's no way that Sasuke isn't going to die. It's just a matter of who's going to kill him and when. It's like, either you kill him now to stop this coup d'etat from happening, and save him from the knowledge of from the coup d'etat, because if you kill everybody and leave Sasuke alive, then you're basically setting up Sasuke to be killed later, because we're going to have to kill him, because he's going to turn against the village for the sake of revenge, because he's going to find out about the coup d'etat and the reasons behind it, and he's going to die later. What? You could actually side with, go right ahead, be on your clan's side. I mean, we understand it because he is a Uchiha after all. It is understandable, but realize we're gonna kill you, and even if Sasuke does, if there is no war that breaks out after the coup d'etat, Sasuke's going to be killed anyway. But if a war does break out, Sasuke will probably get killed in an imminent war as a civilian casualty, which was, happens a lot. I mean, look at Nagato's family. He's, pretty much, his family was killed out of innocent, they thought they were ninjas and they weren't. But anyway, so he tells him the tale, and he enlists Toby's help. I guess he knows who Toby is, or at least knows that he's a Uchiha, because he's able to sneak into places that um, that he's not able to, that nobody else could, and confronts his parents. About ready kills his parents, and his his father's proud of him despite differences that he has with him, and trusts him with Sasuke's life, saying, I trust you to take care of Sasuke. And thus the flashback ends, and it's like Itachi realizes he made a lot of bad choices and tells Sasuke, you don't have to forgive me. I understand if you never do, but I love you anyway. And the chapter ends, and it's just like, Itachi, I love you so much. You went through hell and back, and came back from hell to see your brother grow up to be this dark thing that you were hoping would avoid, but you kind of set up things, and you didn't tell your brother things, and you led him on this dark path, and you're guilty. And it's like, but I still love you, bro. If you decide to take the revenge on the village, I'm not gonna hate you for it, even though I'm dead. So that was the chapter. I really think that this knowledge is actually going to impact Sasuke quite a bit, and maybe he will be able to let go of some of the hatred. That was mostly Danzo that was responsible. It wasn't, the village. The village itself was kind of unaware at this point. It was mainly just Danzo and the two other elders that weren't Sadame that were responsible for this. So thanks for watching. Favorite, leave your comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.